Okay, so we are now on
We're
to,
back with our 31 days of horror movies.
we were on to 15, 16, and 17.
Yes.
We took a little sabbatical, like we were a little bit off, but we're actually light years ahead on the watching aspect of it. Like, kind of went bad one night, and I think we watched 3 movies in one night. Can't stop. Like, we got rolling. And I was like,
Oh,
fuck.
well, I mean, we can watch them, but the hardest part is reviewing them, right?
That's yes.
But actually, I think we're actually pretty caught up, honestly.
For the most part, I think we're mainly caught up.
I hope you guys are watching and enjoying. I hope you're leaving a comment, subscribing, liking.
Hope you guys are having a nice October.
Yeah,
October
it's flying by.
One of your favorite times of the year.
It is my favorite time of the year.
This is like the opposite for me. I'm like bummed out because I'm a spring person. So then once I start seeing shit dying, I'm like, and I'm just like, I just want to drink coffee and eat soup.
It's so beautiful though. The colors changing.
No, and it is. Yeah, totally. So I see it. I'm not hating on fall level. And I'm like, down with you, damn you goddamn people. You're fucking downer bullshit. But I'm just a
I'm not
person.
a downer. I'm enjoying my holiday.
Say, people are like against, the whole cold season. Like, everybody wants it to be sunshine and lollipops. But
yeah, because we live in California, but
we're fucking spoiled. Really fucking
I like
spoiled.
Sweater weather. Sweater weather. It's sweater weather.
As I'm in a t-shirt. So.
We're both t-shirts. How you guys like mine? Jason. Ooh.
Dragon Ball childish.
So day 15, we're gonna talk about Hellraiser #1. We're gonna talk about Black Christmas.
Right.
And we're also gonna talk about Sleepaway Camp.
Correct. And these were let's see, Sleepaway Camp and Black Christmas. You were not super knowledgeable.
No, these are the originals. These aren't the remakes. These are the originals. So Black Christmas, 1974.
Right.
And Sleepaway Camp, 1983, which is the year I'm born. But still, it is dated. The short shorts, the men crop tops. That was really rough that was hard to take in, I know.
Okay, so we'll delve in first into Hellraiser, which was more in your wheelhouse because you were very familiar with Pinhead.
I do. I have such fond memories of. Oh, she's under there.
Yes.
I felt something brush up against me.
My foot.
Oh. I have such fond memories of like being a teenager and renting Hellraiser for the first time and feeling like disgusted and excited all at the same time.
Right.
Like, ooh.
Yeah, this was
oh my God.
Well, this was way different than what I was used to watching, like I was really into, like Predator, and I was into Alien.
Okay, yeah.
So those were kind of rip and tear kind of movies, and this went in a different direction. This was gore.
This was dark.
This was gore on a different level. This was like S&M gore, but I didn't even know about S&M.
Nobody did until nobody does.
I had no idea.
I
had no idea. It was the same thing with like Judas.
If you're a kid watching it, you don't really understand.
If you look at Judas Priest, like who knew that the guy was gay? The lead guy, Rob Halford, was gay, and that's why they all wore leather and shit like that.
Oh, nobody knew that. No, nobody knew that. But it was like the first time a movie really had that sort of
sadomasochism, like that S&M kind of tone to it, where it was just leather and pain and blood, and it was just like, okay. I wasn't super uncomfortable with it, but I was like, okay, but I wasn't looking at it from that aspect. I was just looking at it like, oh shit, here's this fucking
pleasure and pain.
There's a whole new horror. I don't want to say creature, but it kind of is, because Pinhead is, made human. So but it was the first guy that came along in a while since Freddy, really, where it was like, oh, this could be the next guy. This could be the next Mike Myers. This could be like, this could go somewhere.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this is 1987.
Right.
This is the very first one. So we've got Frank. I'm gonna say what they put.
It's fucked up.
They call Frank a sexual deviant.
Can't say that nowadays. Cancel. Who said that? Cancel them.
Who, while abroad, buys this very artsy box
Yeah, while he's in like
he's abroad
or some shit, like Thailand or some shit, and we see him in this fucking like Hodo tunt with fucking some random Asian dude, and he's just handing him over stacks of dough, and the guy's like, "Okay, bucks is yours." Like he's like, "Oh yay!" So we see Frank in a room with candles, doing a little seance, sweating his ass off, and doing a little seance with this box.
He's tinkering with the box now. Apparently, yes. The more you, the more you
should.
The more likely you are that you will open the porthole to hell.
Yes, that's.
And he does.
The portal to
the
hell.
The box opens, turn over.
Hey, the portal to hell. You can call that marriage. Bazing! I'm here all week, folks. Trying to be.
Oh. No. So Frank, our sexual deviant Frank,
just misunderstood.
Hoochie Man Frank.
Hoochie Man Frank.
He has now summoned the Cenobites.
Yeah.
And these are the S&M leather wearing crazy creatures.
Right. That he has
that
no
are
idea.
called Pinhead.
He has no idea what he's getting himself into. Like he's just opened himself into a portal of Pin, and he's just you see him on the rack, and his face is just.
They've unleashed.
Pinhead is trying to put his face together. Remember that part, like where he was actually. Like
I was gonna say, yeah, he's unleashed the Cenobites, and they literally tear Frank's body apart.
Yeah.
Literally chunks of him, and like you said, then they try to piece little pieces of his face together.
I was like, that's like a little game for Pinhead.
But like, you literally watch them as he's in their hell.
Right.
Or in their heaven, depending on who you are.
Right.
Are you into pleasure or are you into pain?
Yeah, as he says, as some consider us demons, others consider us angels.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't tell you that's where this fucking movie's going.
So Frank is now stuck in hell with the Cenobites. He's torn to pieces and he's in hell, supposedly. His brother, we've got his brother.
I heard it was like Florida.
Could be like
that's like the third.
Could be hot as hell.
Is in Florida. It's terrible. You were saying? Sorry.
So we now see that his brother and his brother's wife, I think his brother's name was Nick, and his wife Julia are moving into Frank's old house.
Yeah.
Frank is gone.
Haven't heard from him.
Haven't heard from Frank. Frank is gone, or is Frank dead?
They've given up.
They walk in. The house is nasty.
Yeah, there's roaches in the kitchen. Like nothing's been moved in months.
Yeah.
Maybe a year. I don't know.
Maggots and nasty shit in the kitchen and food left out.
So the first things first is they gotta just like start cleaning up Frank's mess, which I guess he's kind of used to. The brother's kind of used to it. Larry is used to.
The wife looks absolutely disgusted. She looks horrified, but she also looks like she's hiding something. Right off the bat, she has this really terrible haircut. But other than that, like the fashion, like killed us, right? The fashion. But she already looked like she was hiding something. Yes?
She looked, she was just looked like, she just didn't look right. She didn't look right, and we come to find out that they're having some marital problems, so that would explain the awkwardness between the two. But they're just like, we're going to clean it up. We'll, we can make this work.
He's trying to convince her.
You never want to say, we can make this, we're going to force a square peg into this round hole. It's going to work. You should know.
Right.
That's not going to end well.
It's sort of forced. She takes the opportunity to start looking around. She finds herself up in Frank's bedroom, but they think maybe a squatter had lived there because it's literally like a nasty...
It's a mattress on the ground.
A nasty shag mattress on the ground.
With like questionable stains everywhere, and it was just... the candles, and there's weird pictures, and there was this. What was the weird statue that he had too? It was like
a statue of someone getting
like or something. Like it was something.
It was either two people in an intercourse or one person orally giving. I can't remember, but he automatically, the brother knew that it was Frank's room. These are Frank's things. He leaves, but she starts looking through some photos. Frank was a hoochie man.
Started going through his box of pictures, his dirty pictures.
His dirty pictures.
With his conquests. And
prostitutes.
She took, but she was like so nasty, she took one of them and tore the picture of the chick out of it. And so it was just Frank in there. Because that's really...
Yes,
and
then
she started having her flashback. Yeah, her flashback, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say, we slowly start to realize that something is more than it appears with her and Frank.
Yeah.
With Julia and Frank.
So the flashback basically reveals that Frank showed up like basically the day before their wedding day or sometime right before the wedding. And he comes over and basically seduces her.
Right.
And she's seducible. She's pretty simple. Just looking for adventure, and Frank is an adventure and the bad boy. He's the typical bad boy. She's looking for the bad boy.
He shows up soaking wet.
Yeah,
and and kind of like that thing at the door, like,
and I'm the brother. Yeah, just
I'm the brother.
Over, like, hi, like, you can invite me in or what?
You got a towel?
Yeah, you got a towel. She's just treated her like shit. Like, give me a towel, bitch. Like, basically, he should have just said that. Cause
then he starts sticking his fingers in her mouth, and like, I don't know. I guess that was a sign. Like,
let me kiss the bride.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah.
And I was like,
they make love
this
on.
Guy's fucking on her wedding dress.
So there is definitely a thing. There is definitely a thing between...
Come here. Okay, yes. Oh, no. You didn't need that top layer of skin, right?
Not at all. Not at all. Who needs a right hand? I don't know. Not me.
I'm left-handed, so...
So we get Julia and brother Nick. They have somewhat moved in. She's not very wifey. She's not very helpful in the moving in process. She could care less, I think. All she really cares about is what's Frank's room. And her memories of Frank.
Yeah, she just keeps looming over that. She keeps going back and forth. Are you okay?
I am okay, thank you.
I feel bad. I injured her wing off camera. Like, there was a vicious attack on her hand.
I think they could see my face actually on camera.
Oh yeah, okay.
As it happened.
Go back. I'll try to put it at the bottom, like the minute, and then you could watch her just like. Anyway, that's all I'm good for. Injury. Anyway,
I'm accident prone. I don't think a day goes by that I don't hurt myself. So.
Yes, you do bruise like a banana. So.
Where would you like to go next with this? Here, we've got, Julia being a total bitch. We've got the movers moving in, and they're kind of like, got some beer.
Oh, yeah.
Checking her out and shit, like, kind of like scuzzy. Yeah. And then she was kind of looking at them, too, like, hey, come get some.
Yeah, like, maybe, but they were like, yeah, we're kind of thirsty. You got beer, da-da-da. And so he has to go get it.
She says, in the fridge.
Yeah.
And she walks
like a little
away.
Bitch. Yeah. So.
I don't know. She walks back up to Frank's room. And then quickly, her husband comes up. He has cut himself.
Yeah.
And I can't look.
They were picking. Oh, yeah. He was being a puss about it, too. Like, here.
Yeah.
Move it over a little bit. So, yeah, she was being a puss, and he was just like, help me. Like,
I've cut myself. She said that it will need stitches.
And she wanted nothing to do with it. She did not want to help him, like, at all. You could tell she was, like, disgusted and was just like, get the fuck away from me. Like, I'm trying to have a fantasy. I'm trying to flick the bean right now, and you're fucking that up. Like, so
she's up in Frank's room, and he's up there with a bloody hand.
Yeah.
The blood somehow reanimates Frank. In some way, the blood drips off of him, hits the floor, and somehow reanimates. I don't know how.
Because Frank somehow...
part of Frank's body.
Somehow Frank made it... He got away, which I'm kind of like, okay, so wait a minute. How do you get away from being... Your face is in pieces on the ground?
Exactly. I mean, but he wasn't in full body form.
That was...
We had some crazy... effects where this thing
where it connects together and he's like
Oh my
and
gosh!
He yowls,
where the blood is reanimating him to some effect,
like a wolf or something. Like I guess it hurts. I don't know. So that was all weird. That was kind of weird how he came back, and
he comes back and he sees Julia and recognizes her. She doesn't know what she's looking at. He looks like a bloody, run over, skinned. I don't even know.
It's a little. He's a mess. He's just fucking basically mush. He's just
mush with muscle and exposed muscle. And
everything is exposed, and it's just
like
disgusting
Skeletor
to look at. And
he tells her that he basically convinces her that he needs her to lure men back so he can kill them, so they can use the blood of her victims to
get him
reconstruct him.
Yes.
And he says to her, you do want me, back again, right? Of course she does, of course.
Dude, she was
she says she'll do anything for him.
She was sucking on his fingers while they were not fingers. They were still blood and tissue, fucking muscle.
Unskinned fingers. Muscle.
Yeah. It was just bare muscle.
So she convinces him, or he convinces her, excuse me, and she then goes to work, hitting the bar, hitting the singles, hoeing it out for Frank.
Captain Sabo.
Hoeing it out for Frank and withholding it from hubby.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
During this time, we meet Christy, who is the daughter of not Julia.
Of Larry.
But of
Larry, Larry,
I thought his name was
Frank.
Nick. It was Larry? Okay.
Larry, yeah.
She shows up. And is she going to live there?
He wants her to live there, but she's already at a dorm and stuff, so she's all good with that.
She's kind of pretty much saying, I have a place to stay. Thank you so much, but no.
Plus, her and fucking Julia aren't getting along either, so it's kind of okay, whatever. I guess mom's died, so that's all she's got, I guess.
I mean, if I were Christy walking in and seeing maybe my stepmom or what, Julia, the way she was behaving, I would be like...
But already before that, she was, I guess, being a bitch to her, so she was like, I'm good. I don't really need to live with that bitch.
Yeah, I don't need to be stuck here.
We could make it work. We could be a family. Larry keeps pushing that, but she doesn't want any part of it, so Kirsty comes by... to come and check out the house and whatever.
And what does she see? She sees the stepmom bringing rando dudes to the house.
Yeah, it was weird. One of the guys she was bringing by.
Yeah.
And, of course, she doesn't find the guy, and she's like, what the fuck is going on? And goes upstairs. And what does she find?
Well, don't they have a dinner party?
Yeah, I mean... we could...
Isn't that when she finds him? Is during the dinner party?
We can go through that, but, I mean, basically, after...
Well, no, we don't have to, but... I was just trying to say, there was this dinner party, and she kind of separates herself, and...
Right, she goes... Yeah. So she goes up, and that's when the weird stuff with Julia starts. She starts really noticing that she's shifty, and... is always seeming to go upstairs, and she kind of hears footsteps too, and she's two sets of footsteps, which is weird. So she's already starting to kind of latch on and figure out that she's fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then they go up. She goes up that one time and finds Frank, which is fucking disturbing for her, because she was just like, what the fuck? Here's this skin dude in here. And she didn't know it was Frank at first, right? She was just kind of like...
No, didn't she think it was her dad?
Her dad, yeah.
I'm not sure, actually. I don't remember that part.
Well, that wasn't until the second time she saw Frank that she saw her dad on the ground. Remember?
I think, long story short, is that Chrissy actually sees Frank, but... then something else happens, too, because they have to kill Larry.
Okay, so this is how it happens. So the first time
so her dad is dead, and he's using her dad's face as his face.
That's after. That's the second time. The first time when she goes upstairs and gets the box. Remember, she finds the box and Frank starts going, "No, don't do something with that. Like, I need that. I really like that box." And she's like, "You want this? You want this? Well, fuck you." So, like, throws it out the window, and then she goes down and gets it and runs away with it. And then she's wandering, like, freaked out because she just saw some weird shit.
Yeah.
And she gets picked up with the box, and that's when she fucks with the box, opens up the Cenobites.
Dun,
so
dun,
it's
dun.
the first time that we see the Cenobites and Pinhead, and we have so many pleasures to show you. And it was just like...
And she makes her deal because she didn't mean to summon them. She didn't mean to. She didn't mean to.
She was playing with the box, but that's all anybody's doing. They're all trying to fuck with this box. They're all like, you can kind of figure it out too because the circles and shit. You can see why people figure it out.
Sure.
It's not hard. So she summons them and she starts freaking out and she remembers Frank and she's like, "Hey, Frank, you remember him? Da da da.
He got away.
He was here. Blah blah blah." And she's like,
"They don't even know he's gotten away."
She's like, "Yeah, well, he's gotten away, and he did it. I'll take you to him." It's like, nobody gets away from us, and it's like, you better tell us the truth because if you're not, I'll tear your soul apart.
Yeah, we'll tear your soul apart.
So she leaves the hospital
and leads them back to Frank.
Back to the house, back where Frank is. That is when Dad's come home and has gotten smoked. And now Frank is now assumed.
Yes, Larry comes home and Julia along with Frank have now decided they need to kill his brother, Larry.
Yeah. So now Frank is Larry.
Frank is Larry.
Frank is Larry, so, and it's not very, it's pretty obvious because it's blood everywhere. Like, I mean, didn't they...
the whole time she was there hugging, Daddy. And I'm like, they don't see this blood ring around the face. Like, you didn't go, "Are you okay?"
That's okay, we got rid of Frank. I need to see. Like, can I see Frank? Can I see the dead Frank? Mm. No, we just got rid of him. Something's wrong here.
And meanwhile, Julia gets killed and her soul ripped apart.
Right, like, so the cat's out of the bag. Frank's not Larry.
Yeah.
But is wearing his face, which is fucking weird. And he gets the face scratch from Christy. She's battling fucking... Yeah, Frank's got that knife and comes up and stabs Julia and takes her out. It's nothing personal, baby. It's like, fucking, that's cold.
Yeah.
The only reason you're alive is because of her. So it's like, but she's a cunt. Fuck her. So anyway. So now this chase between Frank and Kirsty ensues. And they're going from room to room and she's creeping around and whatever.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then she does the dumbest thing. She like comes out and starts having a breakdown like at the top of that staircase. And I'm like...
He'll hear you.
And sure as shit, he comes out. It's like,
you're so quiet now. Now you're...
Yeah. And somehow Kirsty gets him into that room. And fucking here come the Cenobites. And he's like, "You bitch." And fucking realizes what's going down.
Yeah.
Sold him out.
Yeah.
And the Cenobites make quick work. Like, Frank's hooked up. And what's the final words of Frank before he's finally torn apart?
Jesus wept. Jesus wept.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I always thought that was like an Asian man. And then I just realized
anyway.
Because his face is stretched.
Okay, well just...
I always thought it was some Asian man. I didn't realize.
You just lost like 1/4 of the one person that
Who
watches
cares if it was or wasn't an Asian man?
I'm going to stop watching our own videos. I'm going to do it.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Well, there you have it, folks. There you have it. They've now put out how many Hellraisers? There's at least 8.
Again, it's in the too many category.
It's in the too many categories, but if you haven't seen the original Hellraiser, you must go see. Yes, you must go see or watch. You must watch the first one, and then he says the second one too. But
it's okay.
You got to follow it up.
There's the third one too, the one, the disco one, the one that was at the. Remember that one?
No, because I think I saw the second one, then I was like, "That's it." That's it.
You don't remember the club one? That was the one where it was like the collector. Remember he took over that club and.
That's the second one.
Is that the second one?
I think so.
Okay, I don't know.
I love our debates on screen.
Comment. Where is it? Where is the below? This is the below?
It's right.
It's the further.
There. Comment below. Which one is your favorite Hellraiser movie? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8? What's next on the docket? I'll have order in the court. Black Christmas, 1974. This was a swap in from The Hills Have Eyes. This was something you demanded we must have on the list. Black Christmas, the original. And so we did, my friend.
Yeah. Black Christmas, 1974. It is a classic. It is, again, very dated, so I mean, you got to get that wrapped around your head immediately.
We watched the remake, and let me tell you, if you've watched the remake, it's nothing like the original. Absolutely nothing like the original. Watch the original. The
original, it does kind of adhere to the same tropes. It kind of keeps to the same story.
Well, as far as people getting murdered, yes, but other than that, I mean, no.
Right.
So we're gonna start off with sorority sisters.
Right.
On winter break. We have Jess, we have Barb, we have Claire, we have Jess's boyfriend, Peter.
Right. And they start getting some strange anonymous phone calls.
I mean, we're gonna kind of skim just to the best parts. I mean, it's POV. From the killer's perspective,
it's most of it is POV, and so
which is pretty cool.
And it's a whodunit.
It's a whodunit.
So the whole time you're trying to piece it together, and you won't be able to. You shouldn't be able to anyway, because they did a very good job for 1974.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones that's it's a Christmas classic, set in Christmas. Dare they do that? But
winter holiday break, and they did.
They did, and it was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't seen it in a while, and honestly, I fell asleep. I will fucking. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was tired. Fucking. I had a big meal that night. I think I took a big dump too, but I was tired. That's endurance.
That's gross, Dan. So we have the girls who are receiving these very obscene, nasty phone calls that continuously come into their sorority house. The girls have fed up. They start to, kind of talk shit to them, kind of egg them on, well, come on, let's do something. Let's do something about this.
Don't sing it, bring it.
Yeah. And I guess that really just makes the calls.
Well, game on.
Yeah, game on. Meanwhile, we've got the booze drinking house mother, Mrs. Mack. We've got Barb, who is a foul mouth alcoholic as well.
She just likes to abuse.
And she is that chick from Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Oh yes, that's damn it.
I always forget yours doesn't have the thing.
No, mine.
Anyway, you guys know who I'm talking about.
It's
that
Lorena
chick.
Sweat?
Huh?
Wasn't her name Lorena Sweat or Margot Kidder?
That's her real name?
Fuck. Yes, Margot Kidder.
Okay.
Yes, so Margot Kidder. That was like, what did I say first? Forget what I said first.
That wasn't even the name I thought it was.
Yep. Margot Kidder.
So we've got her. We've got Jess and her boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And we've got Claire goes missing. Okay, yes. We're missing Claire. We can't find Claire, and a young adolescent girl has been found murdered in a park nearby.
Right.
So we've got obscene phone calls during the holidays. Most people are gone, right? On the sorority.
Right.
And we've got a missing sorority sister. We've got the girls now going to the police station.
Right.
To file a report on Fellatio Avenue. He's asking her. The cop is asking like, Barb directions, or a house number, an address, and she says they're on Fellatio Drive. And he looks at her like straight faced, and she's totally fucking with him. She's drunk. She's a foul mouthed little thing. But also, so anyway, that was pretty funny because he didn't even realize what he was writing and just took it down like dictation, and then his buddies gave him a razz for it in the police station later when they're like, what's that address? What's that address again, sir?
What's the number on that again? Hey,
Fellatio. Fellatio Avenue.
You call that with a T-O.
Yeah, great. That's lovely.
Only you could make
then they decide that they need to wiretap the sorority house because they think now that the serial killer's on the loose. Mm-hmm. We still haven't found Claire, and at this point we find out that Jess is pregnant. She says she wants an abortion, and her boyfriend Peter is very, very against it. Very against it.
Biblical names.
He was almost so against it to like, you'll be sorry, like kind of like threatening, like I don't know,
like
you're killing my child, and
she's going really deep with it.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, you're an asshole, dude. I'm like, okay.
Continuously getting the obscene phone calls, right? But we're watching the murders as it's happening.
Right. All of them are all, again, POV shot murders, and they're really good for the most part.
Up in the attic scenes, those were good with the hook line thing. Yeah. That was really cool. There are some cool scenes, and there's some creepy moments. You wouldn't think for 1974 that there would be some creepy moments, but that creepy moment where the eyeball, that was really creepy. I was not expecting that.
It was super moody, and I don't want to I feel like if we keep talking more about it, it's going to give too much away. Like if you have not seen it, this is one that you should take time and watch it. And get over the fact that it's 1974. Put yourself.
It's dated, but
put yourself in that mode, and you'll appreciate this because there's a lot of mood. A mood is like what makes all of this work. The fact that it's POV, the fact that it's low budget, and you can tell it's low budget.
And Dan fell asleep.
Yeah,
but he's seen it before. Just to be fair,
I fell asleep during Schindler's List, so I mean that was.
So, long story short, we're not going to give too much away. You need to go see it.
Yeah,
Black Christmas.
You need to
first and original.
You need to stream it where you can.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe it should be available to stream on Shudder, I would assume, but you should be able to find it anywhere else. But you might have to pay for it.
You know what we forgot to do? Hellraiser on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you give Hellraiser?
Strong 7.
A strong 7 for Hellraiser. I was gonna go more like a 6.
Okay.
A 6 for Hellraiser. And what are you gonna give Black Christmas?
Black Christmas, I give a 6.
You give a 6.
I give it a strong.
I'm gonna
6.
give it a
4.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
On what?
Black Christmas.
Why so low?
Based off just the datedness of it.
Okay.
You gotta want to watch an older movie. You got to be into that. Like you said, you got to put yourself into it. Like,
excuse me.
Yeah, just embrace it. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was a little. It wasn't scary. They did have some kind of some creepy parts, but it wasn't scary. So a 4. Last movie we're going to talk about on this review group recap. Like that. Review recap. It's a Sleepaway Camp, 1983. Best year ever. Sleepaway Camp. This is number 1. This is the first one. This isn't. I don't know how many. How many are there? There's 4, at least 4 Sleepaway Camps, I think.
There's, it falls into the again. They just tried to make a buck.
They took they originally said that Sleepaway Camp, the original, was left unfinished. It was basically an unfinished movie.
movie.
Yeah. Which you kind of tell the way that they leave it, like you were wanting more.
Yeah, you didn't think it was going to go in the direction that it went in, which was awesome because you were kind of left with this kind of empty, like whoa, what did I just see?
Yeah.
Right at the end, and again, no spoilers, but I will tell you that the ending is not what you're going to think it is.
Right.
You're going to think it's this, and it's like, nope, we're going this way. So
the movie starts off, you see a family boating. 2 young kids and a dad. Like, you see them boating on the lake, and there's a terrible accident that kills her family. And then we kind of jump to a young girl heading off to sleepaway camp with her cousin.
Right.
And we have Angela.
Which we assume is the one survivor, because there was the one survivor from that boat accident.
Yes.
So
we have Angela, we have her cousin Ricky.
Right.
And we have Ricky's mom, the really kooky Aunt Martha, psycho Aunt Martha.
Right. And she
who I hope we don't tell them how we got your physical.
Oh, that would be bad.
That would not be good at all.
Yeah, it's super
that would not do.
It was super creepy.
Very creepy.
Because it was like she was...
No normal person talks like that, nor acts like that. No person
does these mannerisms she was doing. Everything was very like she was... I felt like she was auditioning.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was her audition tape that we were watching. Because...
It's very... Yeah, you can see it's very detached from the children, the way the children are interacting with kids, Angela and Ricky. It's very detached. It's very very robotic, very odd.
But they just see it as like,
that's
Ricky's
mom.
So used to it.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, that's mom. And
that's
like,
mom.
Jesus. So they get sent off to camp.
They get sent off to camp. Good Ricky's old 1974 sleepaway camp.
Ricky's already been there before, so
he's taking her under his wing and showing her the ropes.
He's already made friends. He knows people there, and he knows the counselors and stuff. So.
The counselor, the bitch, Judy.
Excuse me.
And Paul, his friend.
Yes, Paul, his friend. So he has already history there. There's the girl he was already kind of seen. We don't...
Judy. Yeah.
Judy.
Right off the bat, Angela doesn't say much. She does not speak almost at all.
No, she doesn't speak at all. We don't hear her until about probably 30 minutes into the movie, I would say.
A good, maybe 40 minutes. Like a good... The whole movie, she ain't talking. Yeah, she ain't talking.
That's what's pissing her bunkmates off, is that she doesn't talk.
It's pissing the counselors off. It's pissing her bunkmates off.
And she's not eating.
She's not participating either.
She wasn't eating. Yeah, she wasn't eating either.
She wasn't eating. She wasn't participating in their daily activities. So she wasn't making any brownie points, making any friends. Let's just say.
There you
go. And at one point, they try to throw her in the water. Another point, she's getting water balloons thrown at her.
Right.
Another point, she actually does kind of get a little sweetheart. This boy gets a little crush on her, and she slowly reciprocates some.
A little bit.
After a group of boys really taunted her about why she wouldn't speak.
She's very weird about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's trying really hard. He's really pouring it on. So she notices that, and it's just like, oh, like, I guess I'll talk for you. And so she finally says something to him. I don't remember what her first words were. I was going to try and remember it, but we watched it a little bit ago.
He asked her if she would go to the movies, go see the movie, and she said yes. I think, yes, sir, I'd like to. Very soft-spoken, very sweet, and he's just like, yeah, I got her to talk, and she's going out with me.
I was the carrot.
I got
lured the rabbit out. Yeah.
I got Angela. The outfits, the dress. Dude, they're hard to watch if you're a dude, I guess, because the dudes had shorter shorts on than the chicks.
Dude, okay, so...
all right,
let's get down to...
And we've got some rude, nasty Judy and Pam, or whatever, what was her name? Pam, Meg. Judy and Meg are two of the mean girls in the cabin, and they're just relentless on poor Angela. Just relentless on her. I think one even like shook her or slapped her or did something like, she won't answer me. She never answers me.
Oh yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
And it's like, so you haul off and slap and assault your campers?
That's how we roll.
That's how they rolled back in 1970.
That's how we do shit, motherfucker. So Kenny, I think, was the muscle dude, the muscle counselor, I want to say. I'm just looking at his IMDb picture. It's him with the fucking snakes coming out of him, the water snakes and shit. I think that's him, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was Kenny, but the muscle.
I mean,
the muscle dude is like. I mean, that shit. I've never even seen girls.
I mean, they look like men's brief underwear.
It's 2 seconds from being brief underwear, like literally. Like I can, but yet I couldn't see anything. Like, was that weird? I wasn't looking, but I was like, this is going to happen.
Because they probably had Speedos or something like that underneath, keeping it all tight in there. So we're seeing lots of camp activities. The boys are having fun. They capture the flag and all sorts of stuff. And we're getting to meet all the counselors. We get to meet old Mel. We get to meet Mike. I think you were talking about Mike. And got to meet Kenny and...
So who was the first kill? The first kill was the cook.
The first kill was this nasty, pedophilic cook who stood there and watched the kiddies run off the bus was talking about how they were bald down there.
Yeah.
And licking his lips and nasty shit about the little kiddies.
Yeah.
And he tries to get Angela to jigger him.
He's like, I'm going to give you something you're really going to like.
She wasn't eating, so they bring her back to the kitchen. Find her something she likes to eat, okay?
He's going to give you something you like. Yeah, you won't like this. It's so disgusting.
And Ricky runs in and, what are you doing to her? You know, and quickly takes her away. Nothing was done to her, but he's trying to button up his pants. I'm able to
joke about it. I'm like, it was disgusting, but yeah. That was totally fucked up.
So he ends up getting scalded by a gigantic pot of boiling water they were using to
make spaghetti or some shit.
Boil their corn or some bullshit.
Boil the corn, yeah.
So he's burned head to toe and he's got to be taken off out of camp.
All you hear is him screaming like that as they're taking him out. And the guys are even like, God, I can't imagine the pain.
Yeah, the pain.
He's just burning like he literally is cooking from the outside in. It's like, oh.
So we never see who the killer is, but we do see POV. And we do see like hands and knives. You still can't tell. You still can't tell who it is. What do we have happen next? She sees that evil girl Judy is so jealous that this boy likes Angela.
Oh, is taking an interest. Oh, yeah.
So she decides that she's going to fuck it up. She's going to be, she's going to take him from her. Because she's going to give him something that Angela won't. Because apparently they had a little make-out session and he tried to get to second base. She wasn't ready for it. So he called her a prude.
Right.
Says Judy.
But he gets
caught kissing Judy. Or Judy kissing him, we should say. Because he didn't really.
No, she raped him. She was all over him.
Yeah. She did it specifically so Angela would catch him.
Right.
And she did. And kind of wrote him off. And then she went after Judy.
Right.
Oh, I said, where'd that curling iron go?
Well, wait, your spoiler alert. Like, who went after?
Not only that, but we've got Meg. Meg gets jiggered in the shower, and she's trying to go get some with the old dude.
She got stabbed.
The old owner of the camp.
Yeah, so the old owner of the camp is trying to steal the show. Like he's overacting to the hilt. Like every time something happens, a death, he's always trying to cover it up.
Yeah,
he's that dirty guy that like, I don't need bad publicity for my camp.
Right, so we've got the chef who's burned badly and taken off campus.
So he pays
now
off
we've got the
else.
boy in the canoe who drowns in the lake, taken off campus. Now we have a dead camp counselor in a bathroom.
Right. And that's when everything really starts going downhill because after that
then Judy gets
That next day, that's when a lot of people start going.
Yeah. And so, what's his name? Mel thinks that it's Ricky killing everybody. He's just convinced that it's Angela's cousin Ricky, that he's the one killing everybody. So, and he has killed that girl that he was about to get down with, and that's just the end of his... Yeah.
He lost it. He was like, that was my only poon that I was ever going to get.
So instead of calling the police, he decides he's going to choke this young camp counselor, this young boy, not a camp counselor. I'm going to take care of
it myself.
A camper.
I should have done this a long time ago.
I mean, one of those moments. In the hell?
Went after he went
so professional. I'm so glad that we left our children in the hands of
this guy
who's now going to strangle my child.
Yeah, pulled him aside and started beating the shit out of him like a orangutan, like just throwing fists down on him.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm doing this for you. Whatever her name was, like, this is for you.
Yeah. Oh, gross.
What are you talking about, dude? You're gross.
We've got one camp counselor out on a night camp out with some young boys out in the woods who end up getting slain. The boys, not the elder counselor.
So the one counselor has to take 2 kids back because they don't want to be there anymore. So he left the other ones there.
Yeah.
While he went to go drop the other ones off. And POV behind the killer, and he comes and gets the axe. So we don't know what he's doing. I thought he was just taking the axe, honestly. But come flashback to that scene, and that dude, whoever, fucking cleaned house. Like, these kids are dead now. So now this is like full-blown massacre now. Like, there's a lot of people dead now.
I'm like, now we have at least five dead bodies.
There's young kids dying. There's counselors dying.
And am I wrong that they actually said that the kids need to go home now? That they were trying to get the kids to be picked up? So nobody was supposed to be left at the camp, I thought.
I don't remember that part, but yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay, that may not have been right, but I do know that Angela, asked Paul to go meet her down by the lake.
Meet down by the lake, and when they got down there, she was like, something like, we should just get in the water. Let's go get in the water. And
take off your clothes.
He's like, I don't have my swimsuit. And she's like, just take off your clothes. So she was ready to now show him
who she was, or her body.
And then it flashes away, and we come up to the counselors. The other counselors, and they're like, flashlight's not working. Shit, I can't see, but I hear this singing. What's the singing that I hear? So they go and they follow the singing down, and the flashlight finally turns on, and it's fucking...
It's Angela on the beach.
With homeboy.
A naked homeboy in her lap, but we only see her back.
Uh-huh.
But then she does stand up, and we hear the counselor say, "It can't be her."
It can't be.
It can't be.
It can't be.
He flashes to Angela. She is holding a severed head.
Right.
And she's naked.
She got forced to be the brother. It was the brother that survived that accident, and got forced to be
so we get a flashback of how she became transgendered,
how he became a she,
because Aunt Martha said, we already have a boy. No, that won't do. You'll have to be a girl. You will just have to be a girl. You will be Angela. That's who you'll be, Angela. Very creepy. He was forced to be a she.
He said, so turn around and severed head, pee-pee's hanging down, like full frontal.
You do get to see the full frontal.
This, like, I don't even know.
She has this wide mouth, crazy-eyed expression. And
the sound
that is basically the end of the movie. And I kept saying, I have questions because yes, she was picked on. Was that the reason why she just decided to become a serial killer.
No, it was because she was already pushed to that point.
Already mentally fucked in the head. Yeah. Obviously, she didn't even want to speak to people.
This just happened to be the straw to break. Like, this was supposed to help her, and it did the opposite. It drove her over the edge. It broke her. So
she's flat as a board.
Oh, she's a carpenter's dream.
She's flat as a board and needs a screw.
But it's not bad.
Sleepaway Camp. Like I said, they do leave it the way it's left. You're left kind of wanting more to the movie, but for me, not enough to watch the second one.
No, and they were all bad after that.
So, I don't know how you could beat something so shocking as the way they ended that movie.
Right. I give it a 6, and it's a 6.
I gave it maybe a 5. I gave it a 5.
I thought it was well done. It was, again, for the time.
Because the first time I saw it, it really did shock me.
It really did. I was
had to rewind and then watch the end again.
And I think everybody did that. And then it was weird that they left her face at the end for the credits. Excuse me. Damn it. Her face is on the credits for most of the time, so it's kind of crazy. It was just kind of haunting.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, again, I say this with everything, you should really just freaking watch it.
Just sit down.
Just watch it. I mean, we probably don't do it justice as far as our review, but it's very reminiscent of, if anyone's been to summer camp, you feel a little nostalgia from that, but it's very dated.
Super dated, but the story
it's a slasher, and if you like slashers, you're gonna like it. I think it's got some suspenseful moments. It's got moments where you just don't know who the killer is, really.
Right. But you should have seen this already. Like, you shouldn't need us to tell you to go see this. This is like a really good flick. Like, you should have seen it by now. If not, please go see it. Even if you know the ending.
Yeah.
Watching it still is fucked up. Some of the scenes are just like, you feel so bad for her. It's like Carrie. You feel bad. Yes,
you do. You feel bad for her through the whole movie. So it's kind of like when you find out that she is the killer, you're like, get it.
Get it, girl.
What you should do is you should go home to your aunt and you should kill the aunt.
Let's finish that. That's
what I would do.
Let's finish this. They should have made that number 2.
That should have been number 2. Sleepaway Camp Comes Home.
No, it's Halloween, but it's Mike Myers showing her how to walk. Like, cross country.
Oh, no.
Just like...
Don't get him started. No, don't. They don't know. They don't know about it, but... Yeah, he's got a thing about, they always show Michael Myers walking everywhere.
He's got a cardio thing. Like, that guy, the last one was the one where he really walked. He did some walking, like Christopher Walken. It's crazy. So, yeah.
What do we have next coming up? You guys, our next review is going to be Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn, it's the new one. It's the 2021.
Right.
A Nightmare on Elm Street. 28 Days Later. Honestly, I want to change that one. I think that might be another swap out, but I don't know if you're on the fence about that or not. We'll see. We'll see what we're going to do if we do swap it out.
It's a guilty pleasure. It's a guilty pleasure, but it could, negotiations could be made.
And that'll get us to day 20. So we are so close to Halloween.
Yep. 18, because today's the 18th, so today would be Wrong Turn.
Yes, today. Well, yeah, but our next review will be Wrong Turn, Nightmare on Elm Street, and 28 Days Later. That'll get us to day 20. Right, because today would be technically day 18.
Please let us know how you feel about the list. Like, what are some of the things that you like? What are some of the movies you don't like? And feel free to talk about, like, our reviews.
We made the list, and then we put the list in a hat, and we pulled it out, so we would have, like, random days. But even with us making our own list, we are swapping out. We've now swapped out 2 movies.
Right.
So, and I'm thinking about swapping out a third. So, I think Jeepers Creepers... I might want to get rid of. So if we have to keep 28 Days Later, I will to swap out Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
I don't know why. Why is that even on the list? It's not even scary.
It's because I always say the Jeepers Creepers guy versus the Babadook versus...
The duck,
I always put the duck with the...
So we'll let you guys know if anything gets swapped out, of course. And I like to post if we do like double feature nights, if we're watching extra movies like we did the other night. We saw The Others and you had never seen it before.
Right. Oh, and we saw the new Halloween.
We also, that's what I was going to say too. Oh, thank you for reminding us. Do you guys want to see a full review on Halloween Kills? I will put it on my Instagram. We'll do it as a poll. I'll do it. It's a little late tonight, so I'll do it tomorrow. Right. Look for that. Vote for yes or no, or would you rather that we just lump it in with some of our usual ones?
Right.
Let us know. Like, comment, continue watching. We appreciate it. This has been really fun for both of us.
Yeah, we're already like huge horror movie enthusiasts, and this just gave us a reason to...
I mean, I watch horror movies year round, but I think for you, Dan, you said this is a first for you watching it on this kind of routine level, and now we're reviewing it, so it's all new for you.
Yeah, this is all new, but it's a lot of fun. But it's a lot funner to hear from you guys, because I always I want to know if we're boring you guys, if there's anything you guys want to change, you want to get rid of, that dog, I can get rid of that dog.
Not the dog.
I'll get rid of him.
Actually, she's been sleeping like a little angel.
That's why it doesn't stink in here.
All
right.
So we will see you on our next review. Look for it. Watch these, like these, comment.
Namaste.